We are all in a race to find happiness. But is this race truly our own? Or are we constantly looking at someone else's track and in doing so, losing our own way? The comparison trap is an invisible prison where we become our own captives. Today we will hear the story of such an artist, a story of a talented painter who was so enchanted by the beauty of another's garden that he forgot to see the flowers in his own. This story is for anyone who feels their own existence fading in the blinding light of someone else's success. There once was a young painter named Leo. Every stroke of his brush seemed to breathe life onto the canvas. When he painted, a different world would emerge. In a corner of his studio, he had created a small garden where he had planted a variety of flowers with his own hands. That garden was his sanctuary, his source of inspiration. Leo was happy in his work, but a dark cloud slowly began to gather in his sky of contentment. In the same city lived another, more famous and successful painter named Master Ivan. Ivan's fame was legendary, and the garden at his studio was said to be a piece of heaven on earth. Every day, pictures of Master Ivan's garden were published in newspapers and social media. Leo saw those pictures too, and every time he looked at them, his own garden felt insignificant and worthless. He would look at his own garden and think to himself, "My roses are not as big or as bright as Ivan's. I don't have any rare orchids. My garden is so ordinary, so messy." This comparison slowly began to poison his mind. He could no longer look at his own garden with eyes of love. The very garden that was once his place of peace had now become a symbol of his failure. This feeling of inadequacy started to affect his art as well. He could no longer find any inspiration to paint. His brushes lay in a corner, collecting dust. He had lost his own path, his own uniqueness in the shadow of another's success. One day, drowning in deep despair, Leo made a decision. He would go and see Master Ivan's famous garden with his own eyes. He wanted to understand why Ivan's garden was so perfect, and his own so ordinary. After much searching, he found Master Ivan's address. As he stood trembling before the gate, he was surprised. There was no magnificent garden visible from the outside. Instead, he saw Master Ivan, the famous artist, working in a small, slightly untidy patch of land behind his house. Leo saw that alongside the perfect roses, Ivan's garden also had leaves that were eaten by insects. Next to the rare orchids, some weeds were growing. His garden was just like his own, imperfect yet alive. Leo gathered his courage, walked up to him and asked, "Master Ivan, my name is Leo. I always see pictures of your garden in the newspapers, but your real garden is..." Master Ivan smiled gently. Looking into his eyes, Leo felt a strange sense of peace. Ivan said, "Leo, what you see in the papers are the highlight reels of my garden. I take a picture of my most beautiful rose, my rarest orchid. I don't take pictures of the dry leaves or the weeds." Life is just like that, Leo. On social media and in the news, we only see the best moments of people's lives, their successes, their joys, their vacation pictures. We don't get to see their struggles, their frustrations, their sleepless nights. You are comparing the weeds in your garden with the best flowers in mine, and that is why you are suffering. Your garden is beautiful too, Leo. It has its own character, its own story. Don't forget to tend to your own garden while looking at someone else's. Master Ivan's words struck Leo's heart like lightning. He realized what a terrible mistake he had been making. He was comparing the raw, unedited reality of his own life with the edited, curated version of someone else's success. Leo returned to his studio a changed man. He looked at his own garden, but this time with eyes of love. He cleared the weeds, removed the dry leaves, and planted new saplings. He didn't try to make his garden perfect. He tried to make it his own. And from that day on, a new life was breathed into his art as well. He began to paint the imperfect beauty of his own garden on his canvas. His paintings became more alive, more emotional. Soon, Leo's new series, The Imperfect Garden, earned him fame and recognition across the country. My friends, this story teaches us a very important lesson. Comparison is the thief of joy. Your race is your own. Your path is your own. Do not compare your chapter 1 with someone else's chapter 20. Nurture your own garden. Forge your own path. Because your story is unique, and there is no one else like you in this world. Have you ever felt discouraged by comparing yourself to others? Share your experience with us in the comments below, because your story might just help someone else realize their own worth. To reshape your mindset with more life-changing stories like this, subscribe to our channel, Mindset Canvas, and become a part of our journey. Thank you for watching.